Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land within the Shire of Chittering, the Ewart and Whadjuk peoples. We would like to pay respect to the elders of the Noongar Nation, past and present, who have walked and cared for the land. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contributions made to this region. I declare the meeting open at 7 p.m. Please note, as per Council Resolution 1304/23, this meeting is being live streamed. Item 2, record of attendance, apologies and approved leave of absence. In attendance we have the following members: Councillor John Curtis, Councillor Beck Folkes-Taylor, Councillor Nicholas Greyer, Councillor Kylie Hughes and myself, Councillor Mary Angus. The following staff are also in attendance: Melinda Prinsloo, the Chief Executive Officer, Scott Clayton, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Leo Pedota, Executive Manager Technical Services, Hugo DeVos, Principal Strategic Planning Officer, and Danae Kerr, Executive Assistant. Members of the general public, there are 2. Media, there are 0. Apologies, there are 0. Approved leave of absence. Approved leave of absence, Councillor David Dewar, President, is on leave in China, lucky for him. Attendances. Councillors are to advise of their attendance in their role as an elected member at community activities and meetings. As the Chief Executive Officer's office looks after some but not all appointments for the President and Deputy President, the agenda includes only those meetings. Councillors are therefore requested to provide additional information at the Ordinary Council meeting for inclusion in the minutes. Are there any additional attendances not previously advised? No? No. Item 3, disclosure of interest. Councillors must declare any potential conflict of interest they have in a matter before the Shire Council as soon as they become aware of it. Are there any disclosures of interest? No. No. Item 4, public question time. Public question time is limited to 15 minutes in total. Each member of the public is limited to 2 minutes to ask their questions. Questions will be limited to 2 per person. They must state their name and address and then ask their question. Now, are there any public questions?
Good evening. My question relates to an agenda item from the 10th of December council meeting.
Excuse me, can you state your name and...
Yes, my name's Natalie Shabilia. I reside at 115 Sussex Bend in Lower Chittering.
Thank you.
The agenda item from 10th of December 2025, which was item 9 for development services, DSO1 1225. My first question is, following the council's vote at the December 10th 2025 ordinary council meeting to close the trial period of the Lower Chittering Bridle Trail and not proceed with the permanency of the bridle trail in the current format, and for the CEO to further explore suitable bridle trail routes to service the community, there is yet to be another trail opened and the safety of horse riders on the road is in jeopardy. My question is, how long before an alternative trail can be opened? And you go into question 2 as well?
I can provide an answer for the first one.
Okay.
So, discussion with the officers. And following the decision of Council at the December 2025 OCM, the Shire commenced investigations into an alternate bridle trail route. A route providing a loop around Marbling Brook was identified as being the most appropriate alternate at the time and was endorsed by the Bridle Trail Reference Group members. Advertising of the alternative route commenced to potentially affected property owners that would abut the route, which concluded on the 17th of March 2026. Objections have been received from this advertising period, which has triggered the Shire to further investigate into the nature of the objections and whether the issues raised can be addressed or not. It is expected that an outcome on the alternate route will be finalised shortly.
Excellent. My second question, would it be possible for the council to explore the option of just temporarily reopening just a small portion of the trial trail near Marbling Brook where minimal residents would be impacted until a permanent trail can be opened?
Thank you. The location of the residents that objected to the original Maryville Downs Bridle Trail route, in conjunction with the location of the residents that have objected to the alternate bridle trail loop, would cause challenges in temporarily opening up a portion of the trail without impacting residents. It is considered that the Shire should use its resources towards finding a permanent bridle trail route as opposed to using resources to open just a small temporary one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. As there's no further questions from the gallery, we've also received 2 written questions from Mark Campbell, Lower Chittering, and I'll now read aloud for the recording. PQ20205-2026, Mark Campbell, Lower Chittering. The question reads, Council endorses the ability for the CEO to take a provision of a 19-day month, 1 day rostered off per month, which equates to either 12 or 13 days a year of additional days off. What is the reason for the additional days off? And the response? Full-time employees at the Shire work a standard 38-hour week, structured as a 9-day fortnight. Under this arrangement, employees work additional hours across the fortnight to accrue a rostered day off, an RDO, which is taken as time in lieu. While there had previously been an informal understanding that the CEO could take time off in lieu of additional hours worked, this was not formalised as a defined entitlement or structured RDO arrangement. The CEO also routinely works hours significantly in excess of the standard 38-hour week. Council therefore considered it appropriate to formalise an arrangement to recognise these additional hours, notwithstanding that the time off provided does not fully offset the extent of additional hours typically worked, and resolved to provide 1 day off every 4 weeks. And a second question reads, how many working days per year are allocated to external commitments for the CEO to attend the WA Grants Commission, which is not part of her role? And the response? In the past year, the CEO has spent 58 hours in Grants Commission hearings or meetings, which was fulfilled in addition to her Shire work at no additional compensation. The CEO's role on the Grants Commission is to represent small local governments and ensure the best outcome in the distribution of federal grants to local governments in Western Australia. In this role, she deals directly with determining the formulas used to calculate grants, which is of benefit not only to the Shire of Chittering, but to all smaller local governments in WA. This forms a large part of her advocacy responsibilities. And that's the end of those questions. Item 5, presentations, deputations and petitions. Presentations, there are nil. Deputations, there is one, DEP 0105 2026 from Peter Easy in Bindoon. And as he's unable to be here tonight, he has provided it in writing and requested that we read it out loud. So, deputation for proposed nature-based campground, 411 Tea Tree Road, Bindoon. And it reads, "Good evening, councillors." And it's on behalf of the landowners, Peter and Yvonne Easy. "Good evening, councillors. This statement is submitted by Peter and Yvonne Easy, the owners of 411 Tea Tree Road, Bindoon. Because Peter is currently away working in Port Hedland, they are unable to present this in person tonight and appreciate this statement being read into the record. Our connection to 411 Tea Tree Road began in the year 2000 when we purchased the block as a mortgagee sale. Frankly, it resembled the old Bindoon tip. The Shire's own historical town ranger records will show exactly what a neglected state it had been left in by the previous owner. Over the last 26 years, we've poured our hearts into healing this land. We raised our children there, instilling in them a deep respect for the unique flora and fauna on the property. In fact, our eldest daughter was so inspired by growing up on this land that she went on to earn a degree in environmental management. Our proposal to host self-contained travellers through low-impact camping platforms such as Hip Camp is born entirely out of this passion. This is not a commercial money-making endeavour. With a strict cap of just 8 sites, it could not be. Instead, it is designed to align closely with the Shire's strategic planning by filling a crucial gap in local short-stay accommodation, promoting sustainable tourism and injecting visitor dollars directly into Bindoon businesses. Because we love this land, the entire operation has been designed to protect our environment and completely address any concerns raised in resident submissions. Environmental integrity. The campground utilises existing cleared pockets. There is no broad-scale clearing or heavy earthworks proposed. Wetland protection. All sites are set back a minimum of 40 metres from the watercourse, with most exceeding 70 metres, keeping them clear of the conservation category wetland and its 50-metre buffer zone. The natural swimming hole will remain untouched. Strict amenities and waste controls. We are enforcing 100% self-contained vehicle policy managed through mandatory online pre-bookings. Casual drive-ins are not permitted. Guests must confirm that they have on-board grey and black water facilities before arrival, and we operate a strict carry-in, carry-out waste model. There will be no burden on Shire infrastructure. Preserving neighbour amenity. To ensure local peace is maintained, we have mandated quiet hours between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m, banned portable generators outside daylight hours, required all dogs to be kept on a leash, and prohibited external campsite lighting. To ensure effective oversight, we have 2 permanent on-site caretakers residing on the property. They will oversee daily operations, welcome and induct every guest, and personally enforce these rules. Furthermore, bushfire safety is managed with extreme care. We maintain fully compliant emergency access routes, a designated on-site safety shelter, and a comprehensive evacuation plan utilising the Chinkabee complex. We've spent more than 2 decades transforming a wasteland into a pristine natural sanctuary, and we will continue to look after it. We have worked transparently with the Shire's planning team, and we wish to thank them for their detailed assessment of the proposal, their consideration of the public submissions, and their favourable recommendation. We accept conditions 1 to 11 of the officer recommendation, noting that these conditions appropriately limit impacts on the surrounding area in accordance with the campground management plan. We have concerns about condition 15, which imposes a 2-year time limit, as this will affect the ongoing viability of the business. We respectfully request that Council move a motion to approve the application without condition 15. We respectfully ask Council to support our vision for sustainable tourism in Chittering tonight. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on. Petitions there are nil. Item 6, applications for leave of absence. Councillors, before you is a leave of absence request from Councillor Hughes. Are there any other requests for leave of absence?
Yes, please. Can I have 24th of May to the 1st of June off, please?
24th of May to the 1st of June. Councillor Curtis. Okay, we will deal first of all with Councillor Hughes. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Hughes. And a seconder.
Second.
Councillor Curtis. Councillor Hughes, would you like to talk to the motion?
Nothing really to say other than this is a long-awaited holiday, and this will be the longest leave I've taken as a councillor thus far. So, and I've minimised it to the shortest time. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councillor Curtis.
Nothing to say. I just want a holiday.
This is about councillor.
You can't come on my
councillor.
Sorry.
You can have a holiday as well.
Is anyone speaking against the recommendation of the application? No. Nobody else would like to speak? No. I will declare it carried. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. Councillor Curtis. Now, yeah, so we'll now deal with Councillor Curtis' application. So, Councillor Curtis, you're going to move that?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll move it.
And do we have a seconder, please?
I'll second.
Yep.
Thank you.
Would you like to speak?
No.
No. And
No, I don't have anything to add.
okay. In that case, we will. No one speaking against? No. Declare carried 5-0. Nobody else wants a holiday yet? Item 7, confirmation of minutes. Councillor, you have the officer recommendation to confirm the minutes of the last OCM. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Hughes, and a seconder. Councillor Greyer. Councillor Hughes, would you like to speak to it?
Only to say that I've read through them, and they are a true and accurate recording of that meeting.
Thank you. Councillor Greyer?
Nothing to add.
Nothing? Anybody speaking against? No one else wants to speak for? No?
No, only reiterating what Councillor Hughes has stated.
Okay, thank you. And we will declare that carried 5-0. Item 8, announcements from the presiding member. Our first seniors group visit was held on 19th of May at the Historical Society and was a wonderful success. Visitors enjoyed a delicious morning tea, a look around the museum, and the opportunity to chat and mingle with the others in the community. These sessions are a great opportunity for community groups to spend time together and build connections. Thank you to the Historical Society for hosting. The next seniors group visit will be held in July with the Bindoon Tai Chi. And The next one is Services Australia have unfortunately stopped the regular Centrelink sessions here in Bindoon, but they will be providing seniors seminars instead. The first will be on Wednesday the 24th of June and will include information from an aged care specialist and financial information officer. Disappointing to see that they're not coming anymore. The next item is the Shire will be hosting the official opening of the Wildflower Ridge Public Open Space on the 20th of June from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. All residents are invited to attend and chat with staff and council about their ideas for the area. And I was up there a few weeks ago and it's looking great. Happy with that. The next one is community assistance grants are now open and will close on the 26th of June. There have been some changes to the program this year and community groups can contact the community development team to discuss their ideas and any other requirements for the grants. That's the end of that. Item 9, reports. And first, it's Development Services, DSO 105 2026, application for development approval, nature-based caravan park, lot 2105 411 Tea Tree Road, Bindoon. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to approve the development application for a self-contained caravan park on Tea Tree Road, Bindoon, with all the conditions and advice notes as listed. Can I have a mover, please?
I'll move it.
Councillor Curtis. Oh, I'm going to find the page. Okay. And a seconder?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Councillor Greyer. Councillor Curtis, would you like to speak?
Yes, Mrs. President, I believe that we should support these business tourist operations. Brings in money to the Shire. It aligns with our community and our council plan, and they've made so many what's the word? They've made so many alterations to their plan, like 9 p.m. curfew, no fires, you've got to be pre-booked, so many other things they've agreed to, and I can't see why we wouldn't support something like this. We always want accommodation in the town, but we've got nothing. Now these two people, they want to do something constructive and let people enjoy our environment up in the Chittering Shire. Now we've always encouraged people to do businesses, but when it comes to things like this, the overnight stay we had a few months back, we knocked it back. Now we can't keep knocking these short stay accommodations, otherwise we're not going to have. What's the point of having tourism? I'm fully supportive of this.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Curtis. Councillor Greyer.
Yeah, so I'm on the same lines. We should be helping, obviously, the locals build businesses. There is a lot of good conditions written into this motion, which is really awesome to see. Obviously, I do understand about that note 15, that they want it for an approval for life. Obviously, I believe that 24 months is crucial, so we can then come back and see if there is an effect on the locals in that area, because they are all on large properties where they don't want tourists either. So we need to take them into consideration, but the only way really is to, with these conditions in place, see how it goes and then come back in 24 months. So yeah, so I think it'll be good.
Thank you. And is anyone speaking against?
Yep. Whilst I believe the Shire should be looking at more tourism opportunities, I don't support the officer's recommendation. In my view, this proposal is not an appropriate discretionary use in the agricultural resource zone. It introduces a commercial tourism activity into an area intended for rural production, and that shift has real implications for local amenity and rural character. The concerns raised by nearby landowners are valid. Even at a small scale, a campground brings noise, traffic, and transient activity that changes the nature of the locality. The reliance on self-contained vehicles doesn't remove those impacts. Environmental risks also remain. The site has known constraints, and a temporary approval doesn't eliminate the potential for cumulative impacts, especially when key elements like waste management rely heavily on visitor behaviour. Bushfire risk is another major issue. This is a high-risk area, and introducing short-stay visitors unfamiliar with the landscape increases vulnerability during an emergency. For these reasons, I don't believe the proposal is suitable or low risk, and I do not support the recommendation.
Thank you. Is anybody else speaking for? Against? Yep. Councillor Hughes.
Yes, I'd like to speak against this development application. My first concern is a fundamental one, that the development may never lawfully operate. The Shire Zone officers have acknowledged that the proposal likely does not meet the definition of a nature-based park under the Caravan Park and Camping Grounds Regulations 1997 due to the proximity of dwellings on Cockatoo Drive and Windermere Way. A development approval from this council means nothing if the applicant can't obtain the licence required to actually open the gates. And I believe that would be to the jeopardy of the owner going down this route when they're unlikely to get that approval. Many of the conditions, such as limiting outside lights, will be quite limiting to the enjoyment of the camping experience, which would be hard to police given that these things are allowed in most other camping areas where these guests would be accustomed to camping. So it's not quite the right spot given the close proximity to others and those environmental constraints. Turning to amenity, the report itself concedes that noise from campers has already carried to the neighbours, causing complaints in the past. And finally, the environmental concerns are quite serious. I've just gone on to another page. The proposed campsites sit within or immediately adjacent to the conservation category wetland, which is a tributary to Lake Chittering and Brockman River systems. So the potential for these environmental impacts go far wider than this property itself as well. So given these concerns, I can't support this application for approval.
Thank you. I will also speak to this one. There's been a significant amount of information provided to us. The development is small-scale, nature-based, comprising of a maximum of only 8 sites and limited to self-contained vehicles, which would take their waste with them. Consideration has been given to campground management plan, bushfire management plan, bushfire emergency plan, and a recommended waste management plan, keeping in mind the rural character, impact of the local amenity, environmental constraints, bushfire risk, and concerns of nearby residents. I'm satisfied, having considered the information available to us, that this application is worthy of approval. I'm mindful that while the applicant has requested that the conditions stating only a 24-month approval be deleted, it's important it remains in place to allow future assessment of both the positive and/or negative impact of this development on our community and environment. At the end of the 24-month term, the applicant can then return to request permanent approval if the development is operating without major impact to the community and the environment. And just another note on the environment, having read the deputation, that the family member is qualified in environment conservation, I feel that they would certainly be well aware of what is required, so I will support it. So we will put this one to the vote. Oh, sorry. Councillor Curtis, right of reply?
Yeah, just want to add, look, these people have got 20 years of living there, and not know how long the other neighbours have been there, but there's always neighbours complain about this and that. You know, if you're going to listen every time someone complains, And, you know, they're not going to they don't want to upset their neighbours. And they've done all these plans, bushfire plans, fire plans, and God, it must cost them a lot of time and money to do all this, and you want to knock them back. For God's sake, let's get on with it and let people do things around this shire instead of always knocking these people back. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you. And we will put this one to the vote. So those in favour of the officer recommendation? 3. Those against? 2. It's carried 3-2. Those against, Councillor Hughes and Councillor Folkes-Taylor. Moving on, DSO 205-2026. Final adoption of local planning policy number 1, sea containers. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to adopt the amended local planning policy number 1, sea containers with modification. Can I have a mover, please?
I'll move that.
Councillor Folkes-Taylor, and a seconder. Councillor Hughes. Councillor Folkes-Taylor, would you like to speak to it?
Thank you. I support the officer's recommendation. The amended policy provides much needed clarity and consistency in how we assess sea containers and container-based structures. These forms of development are becoming more common, and our current policy doesn't adequately address the emerging variations we're now seeing. The updated wording strengthens transparency for both applicants and the community, and it ensures that all container-based structures are assessed against the same standards. Importantly, the amendments maintain the core intent of the policy to protect rural character and visual amenity, while giving the Shire clearer tools to manage contemporary built form trends. This is a sensible, practical update that improves our planning framework without changing the underlying policy direction. For these reasons, I support the recommendation.
Thank you. And Councillor Hughes?
Yes, thank you. I agree with what Councillor Folkes-Taylor has had to say. I think that of all the applications and things going on in the Shire, sea containers are one of the more contentious issues. So I think that the most clarity and up-to-date information we can get covered in this policy will certainly help officers handle those complaints and queries and make sure that we are being very mindful about how these are situated and in practical senses put around in the Shire so that they do not cause many of these issues we've seen in the past.
Thank you. And is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No? Anybody else would like to speak for? Councillor Curtis?
Mr President, yes, hopefully this will sort out these people who've got these sea containers in town sites around the Shire.
Thank you. As nobody is speaking against, forget that, thank you. Right of reply, Councillor Folkes-Taylor.
No, I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
Okay, so if no one's speaking against, declare it carried 5-0. Remember next time. Technical Services, TSO 10526, Timaru Road Curbside Refuse and Recyclable Collection Services. Councillors, you have an officer recommendation to have Timaru Road added to the list of curbside collection services for Avon Waste, and we have discussed this in a workshop. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Hughes, and a seconder? Councillor Folkes-Taylor. Councillor Hughes, would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you. There was obviously a need for this since it's come at the request of many residents in that road, and it was supported by most of the residents, so I'm certainly happy to support this recommendation to include that road in the curbside collection.
Thank you. Councillor Folkes-Taylor?
Yes, I support the officer's recommendation of to be added to the list of compulsory curbside collection services, as there is an apparent need by community members, which was raised. The service supports efficient route planning for the contractor and provides a clear administrative basis for applying the applicable annual waste and receptacle charge as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? Anyone else would like to speak for? Councillor Curtis.
Thanks, Madam President. I'd like to make an amendment to the motion, please.
Can you tell us what
My motion is the amendment to delete number 4 off the officer's recommendation, not to approve Avon Waste additional charges for waste collection services from 25-26 financial year. Delete that number.
I've just discussed with the CEO if that's a valid.
So this has got a financial impact on Shire because it will be that we would have to bear the cost for that services because the community would want the service to commence as soon as possible. So I think the motion would just need to be shaped that either the service only commences in the next financial year or that it can commence now with the appropriate charge for the remainder of this year, but which is the intention of the current motion for the residents who want the service to commence with the service as soon as possible.
Just to explain why I want this to be amended, because I don't believe that. Why should they pay an additional charge like everyone else doesn't pay this charge for their pickup in the Shire?
Yes.
So just to clarify, Councillor Curtis, this is for the additional charges only for the additional recipients with the additional service. So if somebody is now on this road, they will be receiving their receptacles and the service will be starting at the charge to them, the same charge as anybody else who are receiving the service.
Yes, I understand that. But what's this additional charge here for?
It would just be for the service provider. There's an additional charge to pick up these additional bins on a new route, and that additional charge will be coming to the Shire, and we'll be charging it back out at the same receptacle, the same waste charge we're currently charging all other recipients of the service. It just indicates here that the additional charge will come because of an additional service added to the contract. So not to the individual landowners.
So we need to decide, do you want to proceed with the amendment or?
So this is $14 charge. I've read it on the. Is that $14 per person or for Avon Waste, or just for the $14 for that street to be collected?
So the waste collection will be the same as any other waste collection charge to the recipients. The additional fuel charge would just be added to the Shire account.
I don't follow it. I just can't understand that.
So
Sorry.
if you wish to proceed with the amendment, as a mover, we can call for a seconder. Is that what you'd like to do?
Call for a seconder, yeah. Well, it says here, Avon Waste has provided an additional travel rate of $14, calculate 5 kilometres at $2.80 per kilometre.
We did discuss that previously.
I know we discussed it, but still,
Let's call for a
I don't know
seconder.
why they wanted to charge them an extra $14.
Councillor Curtis, one moment. Do I have a seconder for the amendment?
No, well,
No. With no seconder, it lapses.
okay.
Sorry? Yeah, so Councillor Curtis, you still have the floor. Is there anything more you'd like to say?
Nothing more, Dad.
No?
Thanks.
Is anyone speaking against? No. Anyone else wishes to speak for? Right of reply, Councillor Hughes.
I need to reiterate that there is a new service and that service has a charge and someone has to pay that charge, so it would be ultra vires to delete that point 4. So I think that wouldn't have been actually an actionable amendment.
Thank you. We will put this one to the vote. So all those in favour of the officer recommendation? Yep, carried unanimously, 5-0. Thank you. Corporate Services, CSO 10526, list of accounts paid for the period ending 30th of April 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the list of accounts. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Folkes-Taylor, and a seconder? I'll second that. Oh, Councillor Greyer, you can have that one. Councillor Folkes-Taylor.
I support the officer's recommendation to accept the list of accounts paid for the period ending the 30th of April 26. I also thank the administration team for the time taken to ensure that the thoroughness of the accounts.
Thank you. Councillor Greyer.
Nothing to add to that.
Nothing to add. Is anyone speaking against? Anyone else wish to speak for? No. In that case, I'll right of reply, Councillor Folkes-Taylor.
Nothing further to add.
One day I'll remember. We'll declare that carried 5-0 as no one speaking against. Thank you. What would I do without you? CSO 20526, monthly financial report for the period ending 30th of April 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the monthly financial report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Folkes-Taylor, and a seconder? Councillor Hughes.
Just spread the love around.
Councillor Folkes-Taylor.
Thank you. I support the officer's recommendation to accept the monthly financial report for the period ending the 30th of April 2026, and once again thank the administrative team for the time taken to prepare and provide council with a thorough report for the period. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hughes.
Nothing further to add, thank you.
Is anybody speaking against? Anyone else wishes to speak for? No. Councillor Folkes-Taylor, right of reply.
Nothing
I
further
remembered.
to add. Thank you.
As no one speaking against, I'll declare it carried 5-0. CSO 30526, Community Funding Quarter 3 Update. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the Community Funding Quarter 3 report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Folkes-Taylor. And a seconder? Councillor Curtis. Councillor Folkes-Taylor.
I feel like it's all about me today.
That's okay.
Thank you. I support the officer's recommendation. The report clearly shows that our community funding programs are being used exactly as is intended, supporting the local groups, neighbourhood initiatives and residents representing our shire at state and national events. The allocations made through the year have strengthened community participation, helped volunteer-run organisations deliver important services and supported individuals pursuing significant opportunities. The remaining funds are already committed to approved projects including the Bindoon and District's Historical Society, Chittering Wildlife Carers and the Chittering Home Care Office fit-out, which all contribute to community wellbeing and long-term sustainability. These programs continue to deliver strong value for our community, and it is appropriate that Council both receives the Quarter 3 report and acknowledges the achievements of the funding recipients.
Thank you. And Councillor Curtis, would you like to speak?
Just like that all these groups, if it wasn't for these groups, I don't think it'd be much of a shire to live in. So, yeah, more, I know we haven't got endless amount of money to give out, but we should help every community group that we can.
Thank you, Councillor Curtis. Is anyone speaking against? Anyone else would like to speak for? Councillor Hughes?
Just to clarify, because I did have a question at the agenda forum, in the report it says that there's like less than $10,000 left of the funding, but that's for this remainder of this financial year and the new round of grant funding that's just been announced is for next year. So don't let that limit you if you're thinking about putting in an application for the current round of grant funding.
Thank you. and I'd just like to add congratulations to everyone who has received a grant and that it has helped in some way, and that they've represented our community the way they have. Right of reply, Councillor Folkes-Taylor.
No, I have nothing further to add.
Nothing
but,
else.
Really fantastic to read some of those stories. Really good.
Thank you. As no one's speaking against, we'll declare this one carried 5-0. CEO 010526, Work Health and Safety Statistics Report for April 2026. Councillors, you have the officer recommendation to receive the Work Health and Safety Report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Greyer. I'm happy to second this one. Councillor Greyer.
It's just good to see that we're keeping on top of our work health and safety. This month's been a really good month from reporting of incidents and near misses, so it's really good to see that we're keeping on top of it, and the guys are doing a real safe job out there.
Thank you. And yeah, I have nothing more to add, and I just agree with everything you've said. Is anyone speaking against this item? No? Anyone else would like to speak for? No? Right of reply.
None required.
In that case, we will declare it carried 5-0. CEO 020526, Policy Review. Councillors, you have an officer recommendation to endorse policy changes as listed in front of you, and we have had significant amount of information given to us about these policies with both the old format and the new one and any changes. Can I have a mover for the recommendation, please? Councillor Hughes. And a seconder?
Just to have a bit of clarity, during the workshop, the forum last week, we included the purchasing and procurement policy changes. The content in the agenda item still has it, but it wasn't included in the recommendation, so we've slotted that up to the top there.
Right. Oh, thank you. Yes, I can see on here.
Yep.
Thank you. Now, did we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Councillor Folkes-Taylor. And Councillor Hughes, would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you. I was just going to note, as you said, that most of these changes to our policies are to do with changing over to the new template to make it a lot easier to find these policies on our website and for ease of use in referring to them. Otherwise, most of the other changes are just administrative in nature and don't change the sentiment of the policies themselves in any significant way. So I'm happy to support updating these policies.
Thank you. Councillor Folkes-Taylor.
I fully support Councillor Hughes' comments on the policy changes. It is predominantly administrative to the new template.
Thank you. Is anyone speaking against the officer recommendation? No? Anybody else would like to speak for? No? Councillor Hughes, right of reply.
None required.
Thank you. As no one speaking against, do we? We have to put it to the vote. Okay, we will put this one to the vote. All in favour? 5. Carried 5-0. Item 10, reports of committees. There are nil. Item 11, motions of which previous notice has been given. There are nil. Questions from members without notice. Does anybody have any questions?
No, thank you.
No. Item 13, new business of an urgent nature introduced by decision of the meeting. There is nil. Item 14, meeting closed to the public. There are no matters which need the meeting closed. Item 15, closure. I declare the meeting closed at 7:46. Thank you.